Here at St. John Neumann, we invite you to join us in this next year to a year and a half and some very exciting news. And that is specifically that we would like to start strategically planning our next 5 to 10 years. Here at St. John Neumann, our goals, what our future is going to look like. But in order to do that, we need to do 3 things first of all. One is to respect our past and to really appreciate the 35 years that we have grown here at St. John Neumann. Also, we want to embrace our present. We want very much to engage people at all levels, and certainly our youth. But speaking of our youth, we want to look forward to the future. And so therefore, we are looking to update our vision statement, our mission statement. And so we're gathering groups, focus groups from around the parish, meeting in people's homes and asking people, listening to people, what they feel are their hopes and their dreams for St. John Neumann. In that spirit, I would like to propose 10 signs that I think will bring vibrancy to St. John Neumann, that in many ways could revitalize the parish. I'd like to begin by just stating all 10 very quickly, and then maybe take a couple moments to explain each of the 10 with a little bit more in terms of examples and in terms of understanding. Number 1, as we've had in the 35 years of St. John Neumann, everyone who enters our doors, we embrace with hospitality, we embrace with warmth. Whether they come for a funeral or a wedding, they come on a given Sunday or any holy day of obligation, certainly our big feasts such as Christmas and Easter, we want to have everyone who walks into St. John Neumann know that they are welcome. Number 2, our liturgy is the hallmark of what we do. And we want it to inspire and encourage more and more participation and offer an experience of God that will help feed people's souls for the next week. Our liturgy is extremely important. Number 3, parishioners here at St. John Neumann not only need to know what their parish statement, their vision statement is, but they need to embrace, and we want to embrace, our parish mission. So as we began to put more flesh to that, to articulate it better, to explain it, we invite people to embrace it. Number 4, St. John Neumann, as always, has been a place where collegiality, where people feel that they're being listened to and that they're being invited. Their opinions, their thoughts, but most importantly, their actions. Collegial leadership is practiced, and what we really look forward is not so much to just surface the problems, but more importantly, to ask people and invite them to come up with solutions and be part of that solution. Number 5, all of the members of St. John Neumann are recognized as gifted and are called forth to use these gifts. So when we talk about stewardship, we in fact want to make that very, very key to all that we say and all that we do. We don't want a lot of extra fundraisers. We don't want a lot of just busyness. We want to call forth the giftedness of our parishioners and ask them to use those gifts, their time, their talent, and certainly we look forward to not the same old people always doing things, but new life. Number 6, St. John Neumann is a place where our faith is nurtured, where we feel very much on a spiritual pilgrimage, that all of us are invited to go deeper and deeper into our love relationship with Jesus and the church that He founded. So here we are celebrating 25 years of CHIRP, but we also want to celebrate going deeper and deeper in our faith on a lot of different levels. Number 7, the outreach to the body of Christ is practiced. We know that we have so many opportunities to clothe the naked, to feed the starving, to give a home, a shelter to those who are living on the street. We know that we can follow the Beatitudes of visiting those who are in the jail and to reach out to places like Lazarus House or Hesed House or starving children. We know that we have groups of people that are involved in the Haitian Project and many, many outreaches, social outreaches in our area, and we want to continue to encourage that. Number 8, we want to plan for a sustainable and a responsible future. We want to have accountability on all different levels, but especially with our long-range planning. And we want to engage our parishioners to not only envision their role, their collective responsibility, but to become a part of making that happen. Number 9, communal life abounds here. Vibrant parishes such as St. John Neumann want to take study and outreach and formation, but especially have fun, enjoy each other's company. So, along with their own biological family, we want them to feel like they can embrace a spiritual family and feel very, very welcomed into that family. Finally, number 10, our baptismal vocational call is cultivated. In other words, we allow people the opportunity for catechesis, for study, but then we bring them to this point of evangelization where they experience and know Jesus Christ personally. But most importantly, we bring them to the third step, and that is discipleship. Baptism calls us to ministry and it calls us to discipleship. And this sacrament echoes over all the various ages. Our youth, our older, inviting us to respond in a very generous way. Again, if I could, I'd just like to spend a couple of moments fleshing those 10 out for you as well. Here at St. John Neumann, people talk about our charism of hospitality and welcome. In other words, our parish doors swing wide open to convey a hospitable spirit, literally and figuratively. The stranger becomes a guest here. People linger and they engage with one another after Mass and after various activities. And those with different needs are accommodated by rides to church, by rooms to change babies, by wheelchair seating, so someone can pray and worship in the midst of community and not feel on the margins. We invite new people to join in on our committees. Changes that bring more and more vibrancy, more and more new families into our parish family. Number 2, we talked about liturgy and how important that is. Many components create good liturgy, and almost everyone has an opinion about how we should do it. But some values help all liturgy. For example, liturgical ministers are well formed in their roles, and they invite all community members to celebrate together. Music responsive to the liturgical seasons, as well as to various cultures and languages that make up different parts of our community, moves the hearts and spirits of those who play and listen and sing. Relevant preaching connected to the lives of the community touches hearts and sends people forth nourished and challenged. We priests and deacons, we take time to break open the Word during the week, and we prepare well through our preaching. Here at St. John Neumann, we offer liturgies that invite people to linger with God, yet propel them into the world that needs their voice and their enthusiasm. Number 3, we want to invite people into our parish mission. Parishioners know who they are and who they are called to be. They have seen our mission statement in writing. They see it posted in our bulletin. They see it in different places that are visible in our parish. And it inspires and it empowers them to be fully alive and awake in a world as a member of a body that has a purpose. One does not need to be a member or a visitor to clearly know what the purpose of St. John Neumann is. As a vibrant parish, we make sure that everyone knows their mission. And at every meeting we begin by focusing in on that mission, and we ask ourselves that question: is this meeting following the mission of our parish? Number 4, collegial leadership is practiced. Here we offer opportunities and responsible for many to take ownership of our mission and of our ministry of the parish, to create enthusiastic and mutual spirit. Leaders listen to parishioners' concerns. They communicate consistently and they engage all of our members by challenging, inviting, and welcoming their involvement in our parish life. Sometimes this is orchestrated by the pastor. Sometimes it is led by the pastoral staff. Sometimes our pastoral councils, our finance council, our stewardship, other leaderships, councils, they help in this process of mutuality and decision-making, and we invite that here at St. John Neumann. Number 5, members are recognized as gifted and called forth to use their gifts. Here at St. John Neumann, we routinely use our stewardship process to identify and invite skills and talents to be developed within our various parish structures that reap incredible rewards. Some parishioners would likely indicate that they have never heard from anyone after completing a survey of maybe time and talent. So we look to follow up and directly invite people to engage in parish ministry based on what they are able to offer in stewardship efforts. We identify what we need for a ministry and specifically tell people what they can offer in our programs, our events. Parishioners begin to feel a sense of collaboration and initiative grows. We hope to, again, break out of that same old people doing the same old activities, all the work themselves. Number 6, our faith is nurtured, whether it's an educational program, whether it's a parish mission, whether it's youth activities, programs from people in various stages of life, various ages. Formation is active and it's a vital part of every facet of what we do here. Opportunities to nurture the spiritual dimension and deepen the sense of being called to love as disciples are constantly cultivated and consistently cultivated here. Powerful gifts of our Catholic tradition and our social teaching become very apparent, and they are studied and they're pondered. Liturgical prayers and sacramental opportunities such as 24/7 adoration, such as Stations of the Cross, so many different devotions are explored and they're ritualized. Number 7, we reach out to so many parts of our St. Charles community with all the agonies and inequities and challenges that we find in the streets of our neighborhoods. God is present. We at St. John Neumann find ourselves reaching out to those who have needs, who are lost, who are marginalized, who are vulnerable. Those who are sick are fed, they're clothed, they're nourished, and they're welcomed. Those who are absent from us, possibly homebound, those who might be in our hospitals or sick, are still connected to us because we reach out to them with our Eucharistic ministers. Charity and compassion are offered, but the hard work of creating justice is also attempted. Whether it brings up disagreements or difficulties, we find that Christ is the head of this body, and we are His disciples, and so we act as His instruments. We find unique and various ways to respond to the needs of those who are neglected, those who are not very responsible with our environment, those who live in poverty, those who are unemployed. Number 8, there's a plan for a sustainable and a responsible future. We look to long-range planning. We actively engage one another and envision our roles and our collective responsibility for our future. Stewardship of one's personal assets, church facilities, global and environmental resources are integrated into our parish systems, our programs, and our structures. Consultation is actively sought, widespread, and ongoing. Number 9, communal life abounds. We at St. John Neumann embrace the opportunity to study, to reach out, to form, and to have fun. These movements are integral to enabling our members to connect and respond to one another's needs. The time for care by a loving community happens every day, whether it's death, illness, family crises, life's difficulties. They come to us all. Pastoral care helps our parishioners respond because relationships have been built and nurtured when our community is assembled. And finally, baptism calls us all to ministry and discipleship. The sacrament echoes throughout our halls, throughout our church, inviting a response of generosity, generous hearts, and generous lives. Yet the baptismal call can provoke a personal response involving life-changing witness. God's people respond generously through service corps, through vocations to the priesthood and religious life here, through lay communities, mission immersions such as Haiti, diocesan formation programs such as our ministry program, theological study. There are so many possibilities here at St. John Neumann. We are a place where members are encouraged to respond to their baptismal call, support it in their discernment, and find substance as they respond. Life wells up here at St. John Neumann, and we respond to that vibrancy and that vitality. We allow it to become visible. Imagine the signs that we might see when our parish pulsates with life and it hums with energy as we look to each other, and it spreads like a wildfire all through our church.